Hey guys, real quick here, I just wanted to show you guys how to give your cassettes new life. So, we have the soundtrack to the original motion picture, Against All Odds. And as these cassettes get older, there's usually supposed to be a very small rectangular piece of almost like sponge, and it's supposed to go right there. Now, what happens over the years is the adhesive comes off, and you see how this piece of plastic right here is red? That's how you want it to look. Okay, so you want it to be always rewound back to the beginning like this. And I'm going to show you guys a little trick that I learned to restore life to your cassettes. Let me just set up the tripod here. So Randy at Record Benders taught me a little trick. He said what you want to do is you want to take a pair of tweezers like this and just ever so gently lift up the tape. Now if the tape looks like this, do not lift it. Okay? Because we don't want it to look like this. We don't want it to look like that, because if it looks like that, then that's bad. So, common problem is that not only will the cassettes be missing this, not only will they be missing this, but oftentimes people do not rewind them. And so when you leave it like this over the years, you see how it's kind of shiny across here? That's because that is the magnetic strip that stores the music and information on it. So you never ever want it to look like that. You always want it to be wound up tight back to the very beginning. And you want, sometimes this will be blue, sometimes it'll be red, sometimes it'll even be yellow, I've seen. But you always want it to look like this. But so what we're going to do is we are just going to break this, but it's okay because it's being put to good use. So the adhesive will peel off of this over the years, and so then you'll just be stuck with this little thing. And you know, it's funny how something so small can be so important to how a cassette sounds. So I got my tweezers here, and I got that. So what you are going to want to do is to just gently lift that up. Right? Then you're going to want to take some Elmer's glue And we're just going to want to put just a little bit, not a whole bunch. But a little dab. A little dab of glue on it like that. Got a pencil here to be able to wind it back up like that when I'm done. But so really quick here while I still have the glue. It's really small. It's almost like playing a game of Operation. We got our felt pressure pad. We have our patient. So we're gonna want to pull it tight like this. And when you get a cassette, it should always look like this. Now, because we just applied this, we're going to want to let it sit overnight and dry. So you're just going to want to let it sit in its case like that. And we will check on this in the morning. So after it's dried for at least maybe 8 hours, maybe 24 hours. But after that, you should be A-okay. I wanted to give you guys a look at what is to come in the next couple of weeks. I will be starting my countdown for the 100 best-selling albums of the 80s. Now, remember when I said that I was going to be utilizing the Walkman? Well, see how there's no tape in there right now? It's because it's not being used. And bum-ba-da-bum, there's no batteries in it. This is how you keep it alive, folks. This stuff is older than me. I know that. It was very expensive. And the reason that it's so expensive is because, especially if it's in good working order. So I purchased the operating instructions off of eBay. This is what would have come with your Walkman in 1980 or 1979. So it shows you the operating instructions, shows you how to open it, shows you how to put the batteries in, etc., etc. Shows you how to use the device. Oh, I should probably write the serial number for mine down in there, but it's the model number TPS-L2. There's the table of contents, precautions, how to operate on batteries, cassette insertion, how to play back the tape, listening with another person, location of controls, how to operate on other power sources, maintenance specifications, and how to use the carrying case. Here it shows how to operate on batteries. Battery life, approximately 8 hours. Here it shows you the cassette insertion. And it's supposed to be looked at like this. The hotline function right here. So this is how I keep it in good working order, is by using this and being smart and careful. And then just repeats itself in a couple different languages. And then, like I said, I have the service manuals for the Sony TPS L2. Remember in that video how I showed you guys what's inside? Well, this is a original service manual from 1980. You guys have probably never seen the inside of this service manual before. A lot of you probably have never seen the inside of this service manual before. But it gives you a teardown of everything inside. So I understand all of this here. I understand what it's showing me. It's very old paper. But this is what helped me to restore my Walkman. Really helped educate me on what I was looking at in there. This is really old stuff. Lots of really tiny parts that can, if you're not careful, can easily be lost forever. So that's a look at the operating manual for the Sony Walkman, as well as the service manual for the TPS L2. And this, folks, is the service manual for this 1983 cassette deck. It is the Sanyo RDS 40. I'd say the hardest part about all of this is just sourcing all of the parts. Because it's like, yeah, I have the service manual and I have the machine, but sourcing the parts, because it is so old, I would say is probably the most difficult part. Because it's like a lot of people quit manufacturing these things in the early 2000s, and now that cassettes are back and there's a demand for them, these things are really just snapshots. So, hope you guys enjoyed it. I look forward to counting down the 100 best-selling albums of the 80s with you guys. By the way, not only are these manuals older than I am, but while I'm at it, I'd like to show you guys some things. I have this huge stack of magazines from the 80s from Rolling Stone. So I'm going to be using these as props to really give you guys historical context about a lot of these cassette albums you guys are going to be seeing as we count down the 100 best-selling albums of the 80s in anticipation of going to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So you got this issue from 1982 and this issue from 1984. We got this issue, Great Faces of 1984, Bob Geldof, Miami Vice, Bruce Springsteen, Jack Nicholson, Boy George, we got Phil Collins, Michael J. Fox, Tom Cruise, Don Johnson, the Bangles, Billy Joel, New Faces of 1991. I got all of these at record vendors, by the way. Skid Row with Sebastian Bach. Another Billy Joel one. And then this one was gifted to me by my mother-in-law. So, I'm going to be using these to take you back to the 80s. Hope you guys enjoyed. Have a good night.